Hey, welcome to Creative Block. We're your hosts, V.
And Sean. We interview people in the creative industries about their life, their work, and their hobbies while we doodle jam.
We asked people on our social medias if they had specific topic they wanted us to discuss, as well as some drawing prompts. But not today, psych. We didn't ask for drawing prompts, only for questions.
Yeah, today it's not a normal episode. We have with us the whole team.
Whoa! Hey!
Who's our whole team, you might ask?
Well, let me introduce y'all to our fresh new recruit, EBUKA.
Hi, I make clips. I make shorts. Just those two things.
EBUKA joined the team, what month? Do you remember? Was it?
Like October? December, like late last year.
Yeah, I know. So if any of you guys have found the show through YouTube Shorts, big round of applause for EBUKA.
Yeah, and if you're watching this or listening in the comments, let us know how you found us. I'd love to hear just how most of you stumbled across Creative Block.
And I'll just do like a quick rest of the list of who's there too. We have Marco, our amazing producer. Marco, hi.
Hello.
And you joined us. You're also new. You joined us in March, April.
Something like that. I think I'm almost at a year in like a couple months.
Yeah, because we had like this whole month with Sean. We were interviewing a ton of producers, and I remember we had like 25 people apply, and we actually found EBUKA too that way. Like, I mean, you and I, we go way back, EBUKA. Like we were like talking on Discord for a while, and yeah, when you applied and you made the amazing like little clips, I was like, okay, we got to hire you for the for the clips. And for anyone who's not familiar, but you should be, because CLEM has been with us since the very beginning.
Hello.
Our one and only editor.
Yes. Been here since episode 2, baby.
Oh, that's right.
Baby.
Oh, yeah, baby.
Clem, what is it like to hear me over and over again pray to you in the episodes to try to take out real life mistakes to edit those out of my real life?
It boosts my ego like no other. It gives me a corporeal form.
Nice.
Otherwise, I'm just like an AI. AI. I'm just a virtual assistant in V's computer.
Yeah, Clippy. Clippy's back.
Well, yeah, but you're like Clippy if Clippy could make like final say on like my life moments.
Yeah, I'm Duo from Duolingo. I'm the bird, the owl. I watch you, but you
I
don't
feel
know
like you're like Tinkerbell, and if we don't clap, you don't exist.
You gotta clap to bring me back to life. Otherwise, I'm dead.
Everybody clap for Clem in the comments.
Thank you.
Do you think that Clem survives off of our mistakes and the things that we have to cut? Like Clem, that's what Clem eats or subsists off of? Just like, so if we stopped making mistakes and Clem didn't have to cut anything, do you think Clem would fade away?
Yeah, I do.
No, I think if we stopped making a mistake, your life would be so much easier.
It would, but also I would have no purpose. I would have an existential crisis. Not that I don't already have those, but I would get an even bigger one.
I make mistakes on purpose for Clem.
Thank you.
Yeah.
To keep Clem stable.
Thank you.
Yeah. Me too. I make mistakes on purpose. Yeah, I think we all make them on purpose.
I come in the night and eat the mistakes and then leave little rewards, like the Tooth Fairy. I guess I am Tinkerbell.
Every time I have a foot in mouth moment, I'm like, this one's for Clem. Yeah.
Normally I'm perfect, but I just make mistakes for Clown.
Thank you. I honor your sacrifice.
Yeah, let's hear a little bit more about like y'all, because we don't get to like have you on the pod that often. So I don't know, give us a little bit of like, tell us who you are and what you do.
Should we go in a circle? Imagine everybody's in a circle in this call. Wait, maybe we'll popcorn it. I popcorn EBUKA.
Well, dang. Hello.
Your voice got really high. But I'm EBUKA, and
I make clips, but beyond clips, I do lots of illustrations recently now, like covers and posters and the like. I like coloring. I think I'm good at coloring.
So do you have an art? You have a little bit of an artist background. Did you go to school for art animation?
I did for 1 semester, and I said, never mind.
True.
This is not working out. This is some issues with the school and all that stuff. So since then, I've been doing it solo dolo, trying to meet people on social media and practicing and all the fun things you do when you're just trying to freelance and self-teach and all that stuff. It's been fun. It's been really a cool experience to do it this type of way. And the show has helped a lot. You should watch that. You should watch the show.
Yeah, if you're watching the show right now, you should watch the show.
If you're watching the show, you get hired.
Turn off the show and put on the show.
Stop the show right now and put on creative block.
See how it goes. This is my I'm so back era. My dad's so back 2024. But it's really fun. And hopefully throughout the rest of the year we'll have lots of cool things to show everyone and people to interview and more clips to make.
You have to popcorn to somebody else.
I'm popcorn Marco.
Oh. All right. I'm Marco. I produce things in that I just post things for social media. Yeah. That's probably the hardest part of it is like sometimes it'll, I have to like listen to everything. I like that's the one aspect that maybe I should make easier for myself. It was just like maybe sometimes I can like just do a little less research, but I'll go in like deep dives into everybody to like figure out if there's other shows that maybe they didn't tell me, or maybe I need to tag them in for things. That's always fun. But yeah.
So you're kind of like a little bit of a researcher.
A little bit, yeah.
Like Indiana Jones, or
yeah. Like Indiana Jones, like I'm a researcher in the sheets. Or no, wait, that's the one.
Wait. Researcher in the sheets, researcher in the streets.
Yeah.
What? So when you say you produce things, do you produce sick beats? Do you produce what kind of things do you produce?
It's this more of the title for the show that I have. I would say my role for a creative block is more of a coordinator, in that I go between everybody and like, hey, is this working? Do you want to do this? Can we do this? That kind of thing. So it's less of producing, because I feel like producer in podcast terms is more of like a combination of what Clem and EBUKA and I do as like one role.
Really? That's so much though.
Yeah.
It is a lot.
But that's like, someone's full-time job, and they probably have staff.
Also, anybody who, any of our patrons who give to the podcast, Marco withdraws that money and physically keeps it in his pockets as he walks around.
Yeah, I like sitting on it.
It's
like,
our little vault, little vault, mobile vault.
I just got those big Jinko jeans, and then I sit down, and it's like 3 feet above my couch.
Just a pillow that's filled with like ones that you sleep on.
Oh my gosh. Yeah, well, you don't need a bank when you have Marco.
Yeah.
Do you want a popcorn, or do you want to talk more about your like a hobby or recreation that you do?
Yeah, because you also do like sketch and stuff.
Yeah.
Close your eyes and describe one of your sketches.
One I did last month was I was a piano player at a nightclub, and someone did a request to play Christmas Time Is Here, and I just sang Christmas Time Is Here over and over again to the tune of the song. So
not to put you on the spot here, but can you give us a little how would you do it with your voice right now?
Oh, just Christmas time is here. Christmas time is here. Christmas time is Christmas time. And Christmas time is here. And I did that like 30 times.
If we have any producers, not like Marco, producers of beats in in the community, if you want to remix that.
That would be amazing.
That's your sample. Is that how people get their stuff remixed? They just do a thing and then they say, "Please remix that," like to the community.
Yeah, that's how it works. I think. Please remix.
Or you have to be a cat,
True.
and then you get remixed.
Yeah, cats don't need to say, "Please, what I did was very funny. Remix me." It's implied.
They just like lick a little bit of milk, and they're like, and then it's a song.
Man, I wish I could do that. I mean, I try to do stuff like that all the time, but either no one's filming or it doesn't go viral.
Yeah, I think you just gotta like yell remix as soon as you're done, and then that's not your go. You're good to go.
Oh, and then Clem can clip it from my life and put it online.
Yeah.
Well, do you want to popcorn?
Yeah, I will popcorn to Clem.
What, me? What a surprise. I'm Clem. I edit. And I edit. And I edit. And I edit. That's my job.
So you edit for Creative Block.
Yes.
Do you edit outside of Creative Block also?
I do. So for Creative Block, I do both audio and video. And then I also edit audio for Couch Kids podcast. Shout out to the Couch Kids. Woo woo, you should listen to them, but only after Creative Block. Only after. After only.
We'll be invoicing them for the advertising placement.
One of our guest hosts, Ari Castleton, is in Couch
Yes.
Kids. So there's a little...
Ari's one of the hosts, as well as 2 other secret hosts, which means that you have to listen to Couch Kids to know who they are. Oh shit.
Should we be doing that for Creative Block? Like we only show V and then it's a question mark next to V?
Who's that
Honestly,
co-host? It's blank. Wait, and you all have to do.
Place your bets, everybody.
You all have to do like a little scream, just like Pokemon do in the show, and they're like, "Rah!"
Honestly, that would be so awesome if we had, remember, like in Pokemon, where it's, remember Pokérap, and there's like a question mark on the silhouette of the Pokemon, and it's just the hosts. Yeah, that would be so fun.
Can you guys do the who's that Pokemon thing, and then I'll do the what you said? There's the Pokemon screams. Or something?
It's like their signature cry.
Okay, okay, yeah. Cue me up.
Okay. Who's that Pokemon?
Ah! It's me, Sean. It's me, Sean. So, I don't know if that's what we'll do at the beginning of Lord Spew. Oh wait, at the beginning of Creative Block. Sorry, I just said my other name instead of the show.
It would be really funny though if we did have like all the silhouettes of all the hosts, and they all like go. Brrr.
Ooh, and we could do some sort of thing where we have like you see a hand come up, and like your mouth blows on some dice on the hands or whatever, and then the dice rolls, and it like, and then it lands on one of the guest hosts,
Oh my gosh.
and then I and then we could get gambling advertisement sponsorship too.
I was gonna say, like, this all becomes a sham to like be a gambling show. Just people bet on who the host is gonna be.
As the show goes on, I'm like more and more strung out, like and desperate, like I'm asking ghosts for like I'm asking like guests for like loans and stuff. Like I'm all, listen, does anybody know how to make a quick buck? We need to start talking about that.
Oh my gosh.
Wow, big dreams for 2020.
Yeah, DraftKings, if you're listening, we've got an idea for you.
Well, like talking about 2024, do you guys have like resolutions or like personal
1920
resolutions?
by 1080.
What does that mean?
Oh, my resolution?
Yes.
1920 by 1080.
Oh my god, I'm like so silly. I was like, what is this?
Wait,
And
you're
then-
the one that's silly? I'm the one who should be muted. So I'm sorry, everybody.
Well, we know
This
we know
man.
Sean's resolution in 2020.
My resolution is to become 4K.
Damn.
Trying to get crisp.
Count on
No,
4K.
does someone have a resolution? That's not that.
I don't think so. It's kind of like basic goals, just like draw more, move maybe. Just like really basic things. Nothing like huge, like
Oh
do
yeah,
1,000 push-ups every day. Nothing like that.
Like One Punch Man. Like you mean like like move out of town and like get your own place kind of thing?
Or just
Yeah,
move
just like
your
move.
legs.
Yeah, I was like, do you just want to get out of the house? Because that's a good resolution too.
Like move out. This is my LA arc. Probably not, but
Ooh.
we'll see. Just like basic things like that. Just like draw more, post more, make 5 shorts. That's my big thing. I'll make 5 shorts.
Ibuka's sleeping on my couch arc. Ibuka's crashing at Lord Spew's pad arc.
If I get mail delivered to your house, I can stay there legally. I always hear that's some weird loophole. If you get mail delivered, it's now.
A little bit ago, we found out that there was a person living under our neighbor's house, like in their basement. So, I don't know. There's like a crawl space if you, I mean, I wouldn't know. Like if you crawled in there.
I think you can do better than a crawl space.
I mean, it's pretty big. It's actually pretty big.
Like how
LA
tall
prices, you know what I mean? With
What are
LA
they?
prices.
LA prices.
It's like a New York apartment.
No.
No, it's like a Tokyo apartment.
Wait, how
The crawl
tall?
space.
How tall?
How tall?
Can you sit?
No, it's less. Think less in tall ways and more of length ways. Like you
just
could crawl
roll
for a
around
while
on your side in there.
Like you could get a good army crawl workout in, going from point A to point B.
I don't know how you draw. You can't draw. Like that doesn't compute with it because other resolution to draw more. Like if he's in that crawl space, it doesn't work.
Well, you just need like a reading lamp or something. Have you guys drawn lying down? Wait, can you not draw lying down, me?
I've never done it. Have you guys done it? Has anybody else done it?
You've never like laid on your floor and like drawn?
Well, maybe as a little child.
Okay, so this is the hot take from
that.
V. If you lie down and draw, that's some kid shit.
I'm
That's
saying
baby
it's
stuff.
You don't. But you move your arm.
It's all in the wrist.
That's the thing, though. That's how you get carpal tunnel. You gotta
Well,
use.
you get carpal tunnel and you get a drawing.
Well, that never hurt nobody. A little carpal tunnel never hurt anybody.
You can have a little carpal tunnel as a treat.
I don't want
I
it.
see pay. It shows dedication. It shows.
Yeah, people that draw on their bellies usually become more ambidextrous because they have to trade off which wrist has carpal tunnel and they switch off back and forth.
Small price to pay.
So Ibuka, you want to move that? I mean, that's a good goal. You're thinking about the LA dreams, kind of Hollywood, big city of lights, Hollywood.
Another thing is just to make 5 shorts. That's like the main. It's like the
5
overall-
shorts.
Yeah.
I think that's pretty awesome. You've made already some shorts before that are really cool. You made like a one with like a fight, a little boxing fight. That was really cool.
What's your name where people can find you?
It's my name, Habuka. My name is Habuka.m24 on YouTube. .png on Instagram.
Whoa, you're like a file?
Yep.
That's pretty cool.
And then that's the goal. Make 5 shorts and then do it again next year.
Is anybody else?
You would aim for 6?
6?
Yeah,
No,
like increase one every year.
Nah, not yet. It's like 1 year at a time. It's like every other month.
I feel like if I was a file name, it would be like poop.jpg, poop1, poop shit 3. You know, there's people that just name all their files, that kind of thing, and it's just like a whole mess of.
Or like the ASD or like
Yeah.
EWERTY.
Yeah.
PSD.
Marco,
Oh,
what are your
yeah.
dreams for 2024?
Yeah, I kind of want to get swole, like just on my lower half, and then my top half get really thin.
So like big legs, little arms.
Yeah, like a giant squeezed me, and all my body fat went into my legs.
I actually recently came out with a short about that.
Oh, really?
Well, it not quite that. So the short is called "Beauty Trends of the Future" and how everybody is going to idolize the sort of like the lollipop physique, where everyone transfers their body fat to their head and it gets rid of your wrinkles because you just have this huge round head.
Yeah.
So I like that. I think that a good hack to getting swole up top is just if there's any foods that make your tongue itchy when you eat it, or that make you kind of swell up when you eat it, you could do like allergic reaction. You could do
like a bee shirt, just bees.
a bee is a bee shirt just a shirt made of bees?
Yeah.
Yeah, it requires 2 layers. There's honey, and then the bees.
Yeah.
Wait. Bees don't actually, like, if you cover yourself in honey, a bunch of bees don't come. That's not how bees work, right? That's
You
false.
the flowers.
That's a legend. That's a myth.
I did watch. Did you guys watch that? I think it was on Goop, or it was one of those like Netflix documentaries where it's like all these like new agey type of cures, and there's one where like they get like the bee sting on their face and stuff to look younger.
Like one of Patron group?
Yeah.
It's just like acupuncture, but with a bee stinger?
Sort of, yeah. Like they grab the little bee and then they like have their little stinger go on your face, but then the bee dies. That's like emotional and everything. It's the whole thing.
Maybe that works as like lip filler. Like if you had a bee stung your lip every day, you probably wouldn't need to go to the plastic surgeon or whatever, right?
Yeah. You can have like kissable lips like all day long.
Ooh.
Yeah, the only side effect, the one side effect is that if you use them to kiss, usually there's like a ow, 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 ow. After you kiss.
You're only for looking, not for touching. You touch with your eyes.
Touch me with your eyes. Yeah.
Have you? Is that a French thing, or is that like an everywhere thing? Where like when you would go like in the museum or like in places where you can't touch the things, like the teacher or like the chaperone or whoever would be like, touch with your eyes.
But what if it like someone like interpreted it as like I just get real close until my eyeball touches like the painting?
Give us some little butterfly kisses. Kiss it with the eyelashes.
Yeah.
Do a little.
Dude, I've never heard that.
You never heard that?
I'm a Texas boy, so I don't think they'd say.
I feel like if I got a job as a paleontologist, my flex would be that I would uncover the last little bit with my eyelashes. Like I would just butterfly kiss the last little bit of dust away from the bones.
That's his move.
They'd
That's his
film
move.
it.
He's doing it.
Digging like a butterfly, stinging like a bee.
I love that we've got this like whole bug theme going on. Resolutions for CLEM, maybe.
Me?
Mm-hmm.
I want to read a book a week and trust myself more.
It's a good one.
Hell yeah. Trust myself to make bad decisions. No. Yeah, and I'll like just, when things are rough, just trust the process.
I thought that you said I'd like to see EBUKA week, like after he moves a bunch. Like I hope he's real tired.
No.
And I'm sorry.
That's so funny.
I do not wish weakness upon anyone.
I wish EBUKA was weaker so I could conquer, so I could beat him at chess at Fortnite for once. I don't know. Like I don't know what you guys are competing over.
Does anybody play Fortnite here?
No.
I've played.
I played it.
You play EBUKA?
Not recently because they have like Fortnite Minecraft and Fortnite Rocket League, but maybe like a month ago I was deep in Fortnite.
Nice.
I played the other day on stream with somebody and I lost so bad and it was my fault and they got so mad at me and I left. I didn't realize that he was going to take it so seriously, and he was like shot and crawling around on the ground, and we were right next to a vending machine where you could get healing stuff, and the circle was closing in on us and killing us, and he was like, just buy something from the machine, you have to heal me, buy something from the machine. And I kept buying shields instead of med kits, and he was like, I had so much money that game, you lost me all my money. And then I stopped playing with him. Anyway, and somebody else can talk.
What's your best Fortnite story, Marco?
There's probably not anything as fun as that.
What, winning?
Yeah,
did you won? You
yeah,
won. It wasn't fun.
Yeah, I won.
I feel so bad for you.
I got all the health packs, and everyone was completely healed, and then we won.
That's not fun at all.
Yeah.
That you won.
Oh
Yeah.
my god.
Winning's not fun.
We did ask for some questions from our listeners.
Well,
and I think
V,
we have a bunch.
What about yours? What about your resolution, V?
Honestly, I think my resolution is just to... I just want to finish my webcomic. I just want to finish all the projects I have going on right now.
Finish it,
Which I know I will. There's 2. The Cartoon Network is almost done. I don't know where it's gonna go, but it's almost done. I'm really, really, really happy with it. And the Adult Swim shorts that, by the way, surprise, surprise. Sean, you're a voice in our Adult Swim short.
Yeah, I do that voice. No, I'm just kidding. I don't. No, that's just a small sample of the kind of voice that I can do.
Yeah, it's so crazy because I feel like we have one of our listeners from Creative Block who's helping us animate, and in the episode 3 he was like, "Oh, I recognize Sean's voice," but in the others he didn't know it was you.
Oh, that's a compliment. I like that.
Yeah.
No, it was a lot of fun. I got really, really sweaty recording for you. Turned off all my fans, sealed up my room, got sweaty. I pretty much yell for most of the lines. All my lines are either I'm yelling or acting sexy.
That's true. They're so funny. Like that episode, oh my god. I can't wait for all of y'all from Creative Blog to watch not only the shorts that I'm directing with Sam Gray, who was one of our guests way back, I think in year 2 of Samantha Gray. I think I'm just gonna pause and go through the channel really fast.
Yeah, shout out what number it is.
Yeah.
Hey Clem, can you pause right here, and we're gonna find the number, and then we can unpause when V says this next number. Clem, if you're listening, thanks.
You're welcome.
Clem, keep what I just said in, because it's a funny joke, because you're actually currently here. If you're listening, Clem, thank you, Clem.
Will do.
It's actually like a nice little peek behind the scenes for anybody who like listens to podcasts and doesn't know what like a rough episode sounds like. It sounds like this. You have all the powers.
For every second that goes by that we need to cut, we'll just say like, and we cut this, and let's cut this.
I found it! Sam, Samantha Gray, episode 70. So we have Sam, and we have Megan Boyd animating. Megan Boyd, episode...
Man, you're really doing this to yourself here.
I know. Episode 7!
You could have just said she was animating an episode, so you didn't have to think of the episode.
No, I have to do this. So then people like go back and watch.
But I've seen some little sneak peeks. It's really cool. It's very beautiful, and it's funny. And I'm not just saying that because I'm biased because it's my voice yelling and saying sexy stuff. But if you want to, you can imagine that it's me yelling, but forget that it's me saying the sexy stuff. If any of our listeners are more comfortable with that, but it is me. Yeah.
But you're also doing some shorts too with Adult Swim. We're gonna be like, how'd you say? Like we're like in the same
alumni,
alumni,
coworkers?
Yes!
Coworkers? Yeah. So I recently got a 3-episode web series with Adult Swim, and I actually recently got permission from them to animate as much as I want on my Twitch channel. So I'm going to be animating and designing pieces of it live on twitch.tv/Lord_Spew. After I get our scripts approved here, mine is admittedly I'm a little nervous because I have a lot of voices in mine. I have 7 main characters. and plus other characters that come in. So I'm in the middle of going into thinking about casting and doing writing revisions right now. So I'm not as far along as V is.
It's just like, it's so crazy too, because it's like, because these shorts, we don't have that much time. We have like 6 months, and it's like we started like a couple months prior to you, and so we're not like that far on the timeline, but it feels like we're like so far down in production, just because like making these shorts is so fast. You have like 6 months,
and the way that these work is basically Adult Swim is like, here's money, you just make all of it, and
just figure it out.
And that could mean that we hire some people, that could mean we make absolutely all of it ourselves, but it's a lot. It's a lot. It's a lot to think about. But they've been very supportive.
Yeah, they're super sweet. They're super, super nice. My team, we've been going through the like, let's hire a team route, because we're like, there's no way we're gonna finish it in time. Michelle, are you gonna try to animate everything yourself?
I don't know. It depends on how quickly I get behind schedule. I have a schedule, and I've mostly kept to it so far. So we will see. I know I want to hire a composer, and I know because I have a large cast, I don't know if any of the people that I'm working with are going to want to be compensated, so I want to make sure that I keep some of that in mind. I never know if a professional actor or something is gonna be like, I can't work on it unless I get paid this amount or whatever. But yeah, I don't know. It's a whole it's a whole thing. V, how is pitching it for you? Because I don't know if we've talked about it on Creative Block, and while we're talking about it, because we're both doing it, I was wondering if you'd want to just like, people probably want to know how pitching a web series is to Adult Swim.
I think that would be really cool to talk about, and I can kind of tie it in to the question that somebody asked us on Twitter, or who was it? Somebody asked us about like indie animation and what were our thoughts on indie animation. And for me, like the biggest thing that pitching to Adult Swim and getting the show greenlit and doing this thing made me realize was that, like I could make indie animation, because honestly, pitching to Adult Swim feels extremely indie. You just kind of like send them your deck, and it's like Sam and I, we had been working on this idea for 3 years. We weren't working on it like every day, like grinding on it, but like we had written originally a 11-minute pilot, which was 15 pages, and we were like, this is so fucking funny, we're geniuses. And then we showed it to like some people, and they were all like, yeah, this is funny, but I don't really know what you're trying to do. And we were like, so then like our agent was also like, okay, but we don't really see how this could be a show, we don't really understand how this could be like a series. So then we tried to write a 22. So we wrote a 22 pilot, and we rewrote the Bible. And then they were like, whoa, you guys are like, like, you have to figure this out. And then we had to kind of like pull it back and kind of think about who the characters really are, what it is, blah, blah, blah. And eventually, when we saw the opportunity for Adult Swim, which actually our agent was like, hey, we know you've been working on this idea for a really long time. Maybe you should try to pitch to Adult Swim and see if you can figure out your idea in that tiny little bit, because you only have 3 minutes. Like they can pick up multiple episodes of 3 minutes, but you only have 3 minutes, and that's really, really fast. So then we really had to go back to our very first pilot that we wrote, the 11-minute, and just make it really, really simple. And because there was a moment when the main character, like her mom was like the main other character, because we wanted to try to do like some stuff about feminism, like older type of feminism versus new age feminism and all that. And then it was just like so complicated and convoluted, and we're like, let's just make it funny and dumb. And that's what we've done now. It's just funny and dumb. And I think it worked really well. So it's a 3-pager. So we sent 3 pages. In the 3 pages, we were like, this is a little bit what the world is, and then we're like, these are the characters in a couple of lines, and then it's like, these are the 3 episodes that we're thinking of making. That was really fun to send. And then they were like, oh, we have a couple of notes. And so what Sam and I did, also because I'm lazy, but I was like, you know what, let's just like get a meeting. I don't want to like I don't want to rewrite this packet. So we just like asked for a meeting, and they were like, okay, yeah, let's hang out. And we just kind of like talked about it, and they were like, cool, sounds good. And then they were very apologetic about the budget. The budget is very low. So they were like, yeah, we know it's not a lot of money. And we were like, it's cool. We just want to make a thing. And we kind of sent the contract, like our agent was kind of talking with their lawyer to kind of iron out the contract. And while we were waiting for the contract, we actually wrote the script, and we figured, okay, and this is a really important part of this process, is that when the episodes that we wrote in the pitch packet are not the actual episodes we're making right now, because the episodes in the pitch packet were there to be like, this is the vibe, this is kind of what the show feels like. But then when we were writing the episodes, we're like, that doesn't actually work. Like, this episode that we wrote in the pitch packet is too weak, or like there's not enough things going on, or it doesn't really hit the theme of the show. And as we wrote the 3 episodes, one of them got completely thrown out. Some of them got rearranged. We eventually had to break one episode into 2 to kind of really have a pilot. So it was really an interesting way of working, but it was really cool that we had all this time. We were working on it before the contract was signed, because we were like, we just wanted to hit the ground running. And then when we signed the contract, we like almost immediately send them the script, and then we're like, whoa, what?
Yeah, that's similar to what happened with me. Basically, I gave them 7 episode ideas, and then I realized really quickly that because I have so many characters, introducing all those characters takes a lot of time. So I want to do the simplest plot possible. So basically, yes, I took just one of those episodes, and I figured out a way to split that episode into 3 main kind of like parts or steps, and those are, so it's basically like I have 3 episodes that add up to like one main plot, I guess.
Mm-hmm.
And I just like really quickly realized how fast the time goes by in that kind of thing. But I'm really excited about it. I had a little bit of a different pitching process, because I sent them one sheet because I didn't realize that they had a required format. So this is one thing for everybody listening. If you're pitching, sometimes they have a required format. So don't do what I did. But what I did pay off. So do what I did. No, don't do what I did. Basically, I pitched one page, and it was basically a rehashed version of an Adult Swim pilot that I had started with Adult Swim and got shelved like 6 years ago. And I basically put that character into a group of people and pitched a new version, and they liked that version. They're like, oh, we'd love to like make this as a web series. So I was like, hey, do you need me to like build out the official pitch thing? And they're like, no, we get it from this. Why don't you just start writing? And so I had a little bit of a different beginning from V, because, and I guess that's just goes to show like even in the same pitch thing, there can be different journeys to getting to the same place, different amounts of preparation, different amounts of someone potentially could come in with a short and a 1-page explanation and be like, here, I animated a thing, and that could do the same job as somebody coming in with a 12-page pitch packet that's really thorough, but they don't have like any animation to show. Like, yeah, there's just different ways to do it.
Yeah, and honestly for us, like, we really we didn't have a lot. We didn't really have a lot to show. We just had like the main character designs, and that's it. We just only had like the main 2 characters. And because Sam and I, at that time, we were really thinking like, we want to be writers, we want to be seen as writers. So our packet was mostly just like, I mean, there was a couple of other drawings that I did, but the main character art, actually, we hired a friend of ours, Nicole Ham. They have this amazing kind of like 3D trippy art that they do on Instagram. Definitely check it out because I think they're really, what's their handle? Is it
The Nicole Ham on Instagram?
the Nicole Ham on Instagram? It's
Yeah.
really, really cool.
Thenicole ham. You know how to spell ham. I know you guys are Googling it. I know you're typing it into DoorDash every day.
But yeah, like that was, it's kind of interesting because there's not really like a single way to, I mean, obviously, like, you know, like when submitting a thing, like I think it's good to kind of keep it under 3 pages for sure. Like, because people don't really want to read. They don't want to so much on reading. But yeah, that's our little adventure in the Adult Swim waters.
Stay tuned as we unravel into madness from making too many things. But no, it'll be good. I'm excited for both of them. So
I think this is a really fun question. So I really want to go into the questions from our like listeners, and I think we have this really fun question from Twitter. I think it's Guy G for Puff asks. He says, they say, congrats, and question, what's a piece of media set to come out in 2024 that you're excited for? And I want to hear what the team is excited for. Do you have any, like, video game, TV show, music, anything that you're excited for, EBUKA?
There's a comic I'm looking forward to called Ultra Mega from a guy named James Heron, my favorite comic artist of all time. It's set to come out this year, so I'm waiting patiently for him to start showing off his second arc of his comic. That's the Wolverine game from Insomniac. I'm looking forward to.
Ooh.
hell yeah.
Can't have any shows coming out this year. I'm kind of behind. I can't remember any shows or movies. None that's jumping to mind off top, anyways.
What about you, Clem? Is there like any cool?
I'm excited for the series finale of Rodney R. Rodney.
Ah!
Hit webcomic.
Stop!
Yeah, the artist said that it should wrap up this year, and I'm very excited. I want to know. I want to know what happens. I want to know who's the murderer. No pressure, V. No pressure. But other than that, because that is actually a serious answer, I don't know, because I don't really follow release dates for anything. I'm excited about
Not even a video
books
game?
I'm gonna read. Video games, I don't know. Like I don't keep up with release dates. I just see a thing I want to play and I play it because it's usually already out.
Oh yeah.
So I live like at least 5 years in the past with the stuff that I consume. But it's okay. Well, there is a book that I'm reading right now whose sequel is supposed to come out this year. So I guess that I'm currently reading The Foxglove King, and the book that's going to come out is The Hemlock Queen. It's aight, but I don't like leaving series unfinished, so I'm going to read the second one. It has a gothic, pious atmosphere to it, which I like more than the actual story itself.
Ooh, that's fun. You're reading for the mood.
Yeah. It kind of... Because I'm also currently playing Blasphemous, which is also a very gothic...
Oh, yeah.
It is good!
It's dope.
It's like, it's also like very religion heavy and also like morbid and gothic, so they both like fit together perfectly.
Are you a Berserk fan?
I like the idea of it. I watched
I
watched the movies on Netflix when they were there, and unfortunately the main, like the big scene with like when what's his face, blonde boy becomes evil blonde boy, I was like, I don't think this is for me.
Yeah. No, totally get it. A book that I would recommend that feels like, not exactly like that, but in general it feels like Elden Ring, or it feels like sort of Blasphemous, is Between Two Fires. And I don't read very much, but I have really liked that it's like a horror book set in the times of the Black Plague.
Ooh, that sounds interesting.
It's rad.
Sometimes I even like read the book while listening to Blasphemous's soundtrack because they fit so well together.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, that's my jam right now.
That's awesome.
What about you, Marco? Do you have things you look forward to?
I do. I kickstarted a bunch of stuff. That was the thing I started doing last year. So all of that stuff is supposed to come out this year, but you never know with that kind of stuff.
Oh, like you gave to Kickstarters? Is that what you're saying?
Yeah, I gave to Kickstarter.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, no, I wasn't sure if like you ran like you started like a whole bunch of Kickstarters that you made. Okay, no, yeah. I got you. That's cool.
It's just a pyramid scheme. I'm kickstarting a Kickstarter to kickstart another Kickstarter. But yeah, just like I'm looking at it right now. It's like a couple comic books, and then got really into like indie action figures, and so I've kickstarted a bunch of random indie action figure Kickstarters.
That's really cool. Like like the designer toy kind of scene a little bit.
Sort of. It's like so it's mostly like fantasy stuff. So one of them is like there's like 3 waves. One of them's like lizard people. The second wave is like barbarians, and then the third wave is like underwater creatures. And so that one I'm really excited about because they look really awesome, and they're like hand painted and beautiful looking toys.
Are these part of a certain fandom or like part, or is it just on their own? Like, we like lizard guys.
Yeah, it's literally just that. Like, it's like
you just love lizard guys.
Yeah,
even without any movie or anything about them.
Yeah, they're if for some of them it's like I think a lot of people a lot of indie toy people started creating like lore for their characters, like creating like an indie line that has its own lore and its own comic book that's connected to that creates the lore. And then the toys themselves are like the characters from the comic books or like from the media that they're creating. And then it's sort of like its own encompassing world, but it's cool, but it's also like, very nerdy, which I like it.
My first OC / maybe imaginary friend was a lizard guy.
Honestly, I love lizard guys. I feel like I played.
It's coming out. Everyone secretly loves these guys.
I love the lizards. They're cool. They're just cool. They have like the cool little like tongue flicks and they can like, and then they have their eyes and they can just like, I don't know. I just think lizards are cool.
EBUKA, CLEM, what's your take on lizard guys?
I play a lizard folk in D&D, and she's my favorite. So.
I used to play lizard folk too. That was my character.
I have a dragon dude in Baldur's Gate.
Ooh.
Baldur's Gate 3.
Yo.
Who'd you romance?
Who did I romance? I think that I've messed up everyone so far. I'm so like I'd like to play it through again and just work on the romance angle, and I haven't played it enough to like play around with it yet. I'm just like yeah, I don't know. I think I have to play through it again. Who did you romance?
I haven't played it, but I've seen so much of it on Instagram that I'm like, I don't want to be basic.
Yeah, you can have sex with a bear in that game.
You can do what?
You can. They're a full bear.
There's an achievement.
Yeah,
for
it's pretty. It's insane. I've seen the scenes because everybody's like clipped them or like they're online. It's absolutely crazy.
Yeah,
it's really cartoony almost because like when he goes to like it, it's about to get like. Hot, in your face, heavy, but then all of a sudden there's like a little squirrel or something that pops up and like hides the action.
That's the best way. I wish more censorship happened from squirrels. Like everyone always is using like censor bars and like blurs. Like just give me a big old squirrel running in front of the Eminem CD that says explicit content, or like the or the murder scene.
Or like, yeah, it's just like so like the censorship is so cartoony. It's yeah, don't play the game full screen. If your living room window gives on the street, people are gonna
Tips from V from real life.
yeah.
If you don't want the mailman coming up and saying like, "Did you have sex with the bear?" I did. I replayed it and I did it again.
I
Oh
clicked
my
it here.
gosh.
Here's my video.
How to like jump to another topic after this? I think we like hit the peak. I think this one, our patron Claire the Rose asked everybody on the cruise favorite type of sandwich. It could be real or imaginary. You can go where your dreams take you.
Ooh, I love sandwiches. So I guess I'll go first.
Yes.
So I am a big fan of meatball subs, but also any Italian-inspired sandwich with lots of meat and then just, some veggies to feel good about myself. But if I could have any sandwich in the world, I really want to try those Scooby-Doo sandwiches that are as tall as your torso and head. Those look otherworldly.
Wait, I've never heard of these.
Scooby-Doo?
Scooby-Doo?
Scooby-Doo, like the cartoon. Dragons
Oh,
eat those sandwiches.
okay. I thought they were a real thing.
No. It's just a sandwich that's so tall that it should be impossible to eat.
I mean,
But I like that V was like looking up like which place sells Scooby-Doo sandwiches.
I was literally about to Google it because you know how like these people are like the biggest pizza in the world or like the biggest this or that. I was like, maybe somebody's making them. Maybe it's somebody's whole
If
business.
someone's making them,
Yeah,
I need to know.
Yeah, I want to see like a Scooby-Doo sandwich and then like someone editing that clip of there's that horror movie Taking of Deborah Logan where she unhinges her jaw like a snake and starts swallowing a whole person. But like I want it to be a sandwich. Like I would do that. I would like that. If you could put a bun on the North and South Pole and take a bite of the Earth, would you think that would be good?
It tastes like dirt.
I think it'd be soggy.
and
I feel
very
like
hot. Like
My palate would need to be a little different. Like I would have to change my palate a little bit.
It's an acquired taste.
Oh, but you would do like that.
yeah, because it's like at first you're like, ooh kind of cold. Honestly, it doesn't sound very good. It sounds like one of those. It sounds like how like when you microwave frozen food, but you microwave it like too hot, but not long enough. It's like the outside is like burnt, but the inside is still frozen. Well, if you ate Earth, it would be the opposite. It's like the inside is like crazy hot and the outside's frozen. I don't think
It's like a reversed deep fried ice cream.
Oh, but that sounds good though.
Favorite sandwich? I love. You know what? I've really been feeling like a Jersey Mike's sub, like just like a wet ass like soup of a sandwich. Just like make it Mike's way, dump the red pepper relish and the oils and the vinaigrette, and make that shit a bread bowl. Like I want to be swimming in it. I want to have leakage from my bag on the way home. I want to wring it out before I eat it. I like a big wet sandwich. I like a cheesesteak, but I maybe have one like once a year. Like I know I shouldn't, so I don't. But
Wait, I'm not trying to start like a controversy or whatever, but are hamburgers sandwiches?
Yeah.
Glad you asked. Me too.
Yes, they
I
are.
think they are. Yeah.
Okay.
I think they
Okay.
are.
Okay, so that's fair game.
I also think a hot dog is a sandwich.
No, hot dog is a taco.
Yeah, how big's a taco?
I like that.
yeah,
Glad we're on the same wavelength because I've seen that meme.
It's science. You can't fight it.
What? So is that just because? Like, what if I turn my head sideways?
No,
Like,
the
it's
bun's
just
together.
Yeah, because it's like this. It's like it's like an envelope.
The bun's
So,
a tortilla.
so would you call a panini a surgically grafted taco because the bread comes together?
I think the panini is that.
Okay, I don't know what a panini is. I've never seen one.
It's kind of
It's a sandwich that you press it so that it's all like melted together, but the bread sort of seals a little
and that's
bit.
It's like a
calzone.
ravioli then.
No, it's kind of like a hot dog,
A
but
panini
instead of
almost is a calzone, isn't it?
it kind of is, but like I feel like it's closer to the hot dog just because instead of having the hot dog in it, it just has a bunch of cheese, and then you press it on the side. But there is one side that's like, right? It's like together. It's not just like two
Then
separate.
it's Crustables.
Hot take. I think a taco is a side sandwich. I think a taco is a vertical sandwich.
Vertical.
Yeah,
It's like an open face sandwich.
because so you've never had a sandwich where you like have just folded over the bread or something, like or like a flatbread where you just fold over the bread and it's still, I feel like it's still a sandwich, isn't it? Like a flatbread sandwich where you fold it over, is that a horizontal taco? Like what?
That's a Trump's sandwich.
Yeah.
You need 2 pieces of bread for a real sandwich. Fight me on this. No half sandwiches around
That's true.
here.
I mean, I do want more bread. I do like more bread. Like if I could have 2 stacks of bread on each side, I would do
Exactly.
that if I was just swimming in bread.
See, this
If I was a bread
is
millionaire.
the French. This is the French screaming in me. More bread. Always more bread. More
Yeah,
bread.
and you gotta get some jus to dip, huh? Or not?
I feel like that's made up. I don't think that's a French thing. I don't know why.
Is it? Is that just something that we were just like, I want to dip
Yeah.
the bread in some
Because
like
I used to
meat
live.
water.
Yeah, I used to live right next to Kohl's, and in downtown LA, Kohl's is a they say they're like the original French dip place. So if you ever in LA and you love French dip, you can check out that place. But I was like, I never did that in my entire life, and
You know what?
I
That
think
makes sense.
however, what French people do is we do dip like the brioche or the croissant or the bread or whatever in your drink, like in your coffee or your milk or the whatever.
Like in your Gatorade.
No, we don't have Gatorade.
when French people drink Gatorade, they're like
We don't
dipping
get-
their fucking Subway sandwich in the Gatorade or not?
That's
You dip
Sean.
the sweet bread in the sweet drink.
I got you.
Yeah,
I got
and so
you, yeah.
and so I would think
So
it's
the Gatorade
not.
bread.
You stop that.
So Gatorade.
Gatorade is salty.
Stop it with the Gatorade.
So the Pop-Tart in the Gatorade, or yeah.
Evil.
I was just gonna say it's not crazy to think that maybe French people could dip other like
Yeah.
solids in other liquid.
Sure,
May-
sure.
Maybe
sure.
there was just one freaky French guy that was like, hey, maybe I'll just dip my sandwich in gravy.
I mean, it sounds like a little bit of a General Tso's situation where we were like, we'll call it a French thing, a French sounding thing, and you know, like there was some like scumbag French guy that came over and was like, France kicked me out because I kept dipping my stuff in my other stuff. Also, are Pop-Tarts raviolis?
Yes, they are.
Yeah.
Okay,
Yeah.
got you.
It's cereal
Wait,
with
so
soup.
who hasn't said their sandwich? EBUKA, you haven't said your sandwich.
It's not a sandwich. I guess I'm a burger person. I like In-N-Out. It's a hot take or a cold take.
In and Out, and you're East Coast? No,
I'm in the South, all
you're
the
in
way
the
down.
South. They have In and Out in the South.
Yeah,
Whoa.
it's like I think we have all the things. I think our only special things like Whataburger. I think that's our one claim to fame.
Yeah, because I really thought In and Out was only West Coast for some reason. I thought they just never went anywhere else.
A burger's valid. That's a nice standard,
If
sandwich.
it's not, I just don't like sandwiches. If burgers doesn't count, not applicable. Sorry, guys.
I agree, though. I feel like I like a burger better than the sandwich. I feel like I'll have a sandwich if there's like no other option, but I feel like I
Not
would.
to die. It's my only option.
If I'm on
Man,
if I'm on the
I don't
brink
know
of
who's
death,
been
I'll
making
have a
you
sandwich.
sandwiches. I don't know who has been making you sandwiches, but V, I gotta come over and make you some sandwich. Sandwich with some grilled onions. I'll make a special sauce, put it on it, do like 3 cheeses, got different meats, got some dried tomatoes, got some all kinds of stuff loaded up.
Here's the thing, though.
You can even garlic bread the bread.
I I do like Jersey Mike's, but I'm vegetarian, so it like limits the options a lot. Like I don't get a lot for the meat. So I that's why I really like.
Yeah.
I really do like Shake Shack's shroom burger. It's really good. That's a winner for me. It's good because it's got like the crispy portobello with the cheese in it. It's like I know it's kind of pricey, but it's the best. And it's also like nice and small, and you just like in 4 bites you're done. It's like the perfect food, but it's a burger.
Sandwiches are good. I would love a sandwich right now.
Marco, you haven't said yours.
I've been thinking about it. I feel like if I could put like a soup between 2 pieces of bread, but then the bread wouldn't get soggy, like it's just like floating
like a gusher.
Soup. Yeah, like a
sandwich gusher. Yeah.
Yeah. I think I would eat that.
Sounds like I like soup either.
I feel like that's kind of a meatball sub.
Is it?
I mean, it's pretty saucy in there. I'll see if I can cook something up for you. I'll send you some links.
Yeah. Thank you.
Sean is just going to be like the
links.
sandwich master. We're going to have a sandwich party thanks to this question.
Dude, I like a good sandwich. I don't know, man.
I'm completely leaving this conversation to go into something completely unrelated.
I'll work it back into sandwiches.
We're getting back into animation, y'all. We're sandwiching these fun topics with animation.
The Segway master.
This is
How you evolved. That's your 2024 resolution.
I do think I've evolved.
You grew that bone, the Segway bone. You grew it.
It's still kind of tiny, but it's getting bigger.
It's like web. You got web feet for Segways.
Mug Films 2285 on YouTube said something really sweet. They said, first of all, thank you guys so much for helping me learn about animation industry and the different jobs there are. Really learned a lot. And their question is, what do you guys think about the animation industry and that's been rising these last few years? I think that's a really fun question. I've been really interested in indie animation. I think there's a lot of cool stuff happening right now. And I think that's where all the fun stuff is happening right now. I don't know if you guys have any other thoughts.
I agree. I think it's cool to see everyone getting to make something now. It's like you have a computer and you have a YouTube account. You can make whatever compared to the past of having to go through a whole process of pitching and hiring and all that stuff.
Mm-hmm.
Everyone's making such interesting ideas right now. I think it's really cool to see everything everyone's making.
Do you guys watch indie animation, CLEM and Marco?
Yeah, I do. I have friends who animate, on their free time, either on like streams or just like for Instagram or Twitter. So I think, it's sort of the state of the world where, you kind of want to look for opportunities to get people interested in the thing that you're interested in. And so in that way, it's a twofold. It's like you're doing something in spite of your current situation, but then you're also kind of just doing the cool shit that you want other people to see.
I like watching student films, like thesis films, especially the Go Blanc ones. I subscribe to the channel and I watch all of them.
Oh.
Like there's some days where I'll just watch all of them in a row, and it's pretty neat. I don't know if does that count as indie animation? I mean, I guess. But...
Yeah, I feel like indie would be like you're independent from like a studio system, or I think it's kind of tricky with schools because I guess like you are making it within the framework of the school. I don't know if I would call it indie. I don't know. What do you guys think?
I think people have segued those into being like their short film. So it's sort of, depends.
I think it's probably the beginning of the pipeline to indie animation. Like there's sort of like it's sort of teaching everyone how to work with one another at the beginning. And I mean, it's basically like indie animation training wheels, sort of like, hey, we're going to help you with your production schedules. We're going to help you pair up and organize your film, give you a schedule to stick to. I think that, I've been excited about a lot of YouTube animation. I mean, that's sort of like where I come from, even though like even more than like the sort of like the indie film circuit and like film festival kind of stuff. Like the stuff that made me want to make cartoons was like Newgrounds cartoons. So like I'm always keeping an eye on like Meat Canyon just made an almost 15-minute episode recently of it's not even like parody stuff like he normally does. Like it's his own story. It's almost like Courage the Cowardly Dog. It's the second episode in it. Recently I saw Zorro kickstart and fully make episode 3 of his series Monkey Wrench. It's like 30 minutes long, Toon Boom animation, super fluid and rad animation, and I'm always keeping an eye out for like the Big Top Burger stuff when it comes out. Worthy Kids is amazing, and yeah, I mean I'm always interested by the projects that sort of come from YouTube but sort of feel like they're outside of YouTube, like they become something grander. I feel like Lackadaisy feels like that a little bit, like the whole like Has Been Hotel kind of situation, and like the like those kind of shows I feel like end up becoming grander, and you know, they end up being like stuff ends up being pitched as shows and turning less into indie animation and more as like a show, but maybe ran more like an indie animation studio. Yeah, I love that stuff. I mean, I always try to keep up with making shorts. It's been a while since I made something like long form, but it's something that I guess if Adult Swim wasn't paying us to make these shorts, I mean these web series shorts, like it's basically the only thing that is preventing it from being indie animation is that we're getting paid to do it by Adult Swim, but we're still making all of it. So like I also have been a fan of things that feel like indie animation but they're funded by studios, like like what a Studio Digital does, funding a bunch of shorts, and these like Adult Swim smalls where it's sort of just like giving the creators like almost complete freedom and just go make your thing in your own drawing style. I love that shit.
Yeah, that's what's been really, really cool working with Adult Swim, is that they're so hands off. It's so nice. Like they're very like they're here to guide you, and like there's a couple of things I was really surprised. There is SNP as Adult Swim. Our little SNP note was like, no pubes. Don't show the pubes. No naked characters.
Sean can do one moan, but if you do 3 moans, you're not allowed to on his sexy voice.
I was so surprised. Like you're like we have the stripper dance. Sean voices a stripper like doing a lap dance for a character, and it's fine. And he's wearing a little tiny Speedo, and it's fine. It's just, but no pubes. No, the pubes is the line. But besides that, I feel like it feels very indie running it. And like for me, like running these shorts, it's made me feel like, oh, that's so cool. I can probably make more on my own free time. Like now I know the amount of money I need to make a short, and I know who I can reach out to help out and do voices and like animation and backgrounds and stuff, or like that kind of stuff. So that's really cool.
I guess that's probably the good thing. Well, not the good thing, but it's like you're working in animation, so you kind of know what at least like the minimum rate is for each person. So if you wanted to hire someone to do this kind of work, you would kind of be like, okay, I need to budget this amount for storyboarding, this amount for backgrounds, this amount for the actual animation, to make like a production schedule for yourself.
To be fair, though, we do not pay union rates because we absolutely cannot afford union rates. So it's very much like, hey, are you excited about this? Listen, we're gonna be cool. We're gonna be cool about it, you know, like just turn in whatever you can turn in at any time you can turn it in. We're just gonna agree. The way we've been doing it is like we agree with our animator like, hey, we just want to get this amount of animation from you. So like we ask for like 1:30 and we're like, this is the amount of money we can pay you for it. Like, is that cool? Are you okay with it? Do you want to negotiate? And that's kind of how we've been doing it. It's just like, but we're not like asking our animator like, oh, it's got to be done by tonight, like 6 p.m. or whatever, because we're like, dude, like we, you know, it's the trifecta, right? It's like quality, time, and money, and it's like for us, it's like we know it's kind of hard to draw, so it's like you can have more time. That's kind of how we've been doing it. It's kind of it's kind of tricky at the beginning because you're like, oh, ooh, this is not a lot. Oopsie. Are you cool with it? You sure?
Well, because and that's one of the things that I feel like I think that's actually part of one of my resolutions in the new year is just to like try to find excuses to work with my friends more and make more things with my friends, because I find as I become friends with people that I view as more and more professional, I get more and more worried about approaching them. Like I won't be able to afford them, or I won't be, or like it's insulting to not pay them, or insulting to pay them what I can afford. And like it almost makes it so that I sabotage myself and I just do everything myself and I stress out all the time. Whereas like I think that there's plenty of people that I know that would love to work on the thing, and I just never asked, and they would accept any money that I could give them. But the thing is like I want to, I want to pay a fair wage and I want to be fair. It's just difficult when, the project is already a low budget,
Yeah, I totally feel that. That's kind of the big thing that I learned. I learned like, oh, that I didn't realize that if you're making a cool thing, people would be excited to work on it, even if the money's not good. As long as you're cool, like try to be cool with your team and not be like hounding them and stuff. Because if like I don't know, like
it's true.
Yeah.
So just be cool.
Just be cool. But I don't know. I feel like for me, that's kind of opened a big. What's the word?
Hole?
Big hole?
It's opened a big hole in my skull.
No, like a spectrum, like a view, like a
window.
A window,
a
yeah. Something like
a portal.
A portal. Into it, like
a wormhole.
Into or a wormhole into a world that I didn't think I could belong in is kind of the thing. Like I don't know, I don't know if you've ever felt that way, Sean, but it's like when you've been a professional for so long and you're used to a certain set of of parameters, and you feel like you can't really break free from these like parameters, which is like pay, schedule, also expectations, like styles, quality, all of that stuff. And it's kind of fun to be able to kind of like finally get out of that mold and like kind of play around with these expectations, I guess.
Well, I think it's good to hear about these concerns, because I think a lot of people feel these, and it's the main reason why people don't reach out to one another and try to work with one another. And also, I think the result of you being brave about doing more of that is the fact that we have this team that we get to collaborate with here. Because, I mean, basically, we're able to fund this team through our patrons, but we're not a huge podcast. And, I think that initially it's probably like no one's gonna want to make this thing with us because we can't pay for a full-time job or whatever. But at the end of the day, it's also like we're trying to make something cool together. And so there's that weighs into it too. And, trying not to be shitty, trying not to be annoying to you guys and treat you bad and stuff,
That's the moment for y'all to come out and be like, they're treating us like shit. We're gonna creative blood sucks.
They're feeding us bowls of shit. We're living in cages.
Yeah, that's not even part of the payment thing. We're just having bowls of shit shipped to your house, and that's extra on the house. That's a present.
It's a tip for the end of the year.
A Christmas bonus.
Cool for Christmas.
Yeah, Christmas bonus.
I wonder, like, a couple of people have asked us what our favorite episodes were this year. Do you guys have any favorite episodes that we've recorded this year?
Oh.
I have one, but it's more of because it was the first episode I worked on. So it was the Spencer Rothbell episode was the one that I posted.
Well, he's also a joy.
Yeah. I've listened. I had actually listened to a podcast of him before because I'm a big fan. Love Clarence. I think his story is really interesting. Just like essentially pitching like a third of a season or like half a season as like this is like his test. It's sort of like a crazy thing, and like all of those episodes are really solid, and it's kind of I don't know. It was impressive. He's an impressive person, and then it's always been a fan. So it was like really cool that was the first episode that I got to work on. So
I'm writing a little something with Spencer Rothbell. We're pitching something together. That's
Nice.
just a little extra factoid, but shout out to Spencer.
Spencer, he's so nice. I thought he was really tall for some reason, and then I met him in real life, and I was like,
and you realize you can just pick him up and toss him around, juggle him.
yeah. I was like, we're the same height. And he was like, yeah. I was like, are you him? I was like, I am him. It was so cute.
What about you, EBUKA?
This year, I don't know. My sense of time is trash. So I don't know when this year was. I have to look through the.
Well, it doesn't have to be this year, even. Like, do
Yeah, it
you
could
just
be
have
any-
a favorite?
My favorite episode has to be Mike Rienda. I think that was like a life changing. It's like, oh wow. Like
He's-
one of the things I kind of think back to the most of how like his method of just kind of doing too much, as they say, to kind of get to where he is now. And so lots of his like work ethic I can't take into my own type of work ethic, and one thing I won a lot. I was like Alex Hirsch's because he answered my question. So I think Mike Rienda's my favorite episode so far.
Clem, do you like any of the episodes?
you
No,
like
I
this
hate
show?
all of them. I'm just kidding. No, they're all great.
You have to listen to the most of it, probably.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You've been listening to V talk your whole life. How is that?
Oh my god.
No comment.
Oh.
No, they're all great. Well, they don't blend with each other, but I'm like, there's been so many now that I'm just like, I don't think I can remember that many. But they are all very special, so go listen to every single one.
The Nick Edwards episode, I think, was not the first one that I've laughed out loud, but the one where I was like consistently laughing through the whole time, where I had to like pause it.
That one was really
so
funny.
fun.
I feel like there was a lot of good chemistry, like just like riffing chemistry that was really funny, and the way that he jokes around, he just has this funny, dry way of joking.
That's what I was gonna say.
Yeah, he's dark sense of humor.
He's dark and dry, and I think that really makes for like some answers that are like that they're so unexpected. It is really funny. Yeah, I was really excited to get him on as well because I've been a fan of Kingsley for a while. He's so cool.
I was a fan of just in general this year. We brought on a lot of people that make comics, and they've all been really, really good interviews. Like I was looking back at them, like Nick Edwards, Mr. Lovenstein, Ryan Pequin.
Yeah, Ryan Pequin
Poorly
is
Drawn Lines.
Probably my fave because Ryan, I love so much that he was like so vulnerable and talked about like, I think for me, like him kind of trying to figure out his life for 10 years and then finally figuring it out.
Yeah.
I thought that was so inspiring for me in that sense. His episode was so inspiring because it's like, it doesn't matter how long it takes for you to figure it out, as long as you do, and that you become proactive and follow your path, like it's still possible. I don't know, for me it's like a very hopeful episode, and I really liked it.
Yeah, and like I've had some people from Creative Block like go into sort of like my everyday life to sort of form communication, and like I had Efisanachi over for a drink and draw, and he's like one of the nicest people I've ever met.
He's so nice. Yeah. He's so nice.
Yeah, it's just it's been really a wonderful excuse for me to just have an excuse to talk to a new person and get to know a new style of thinking about things and a new artist every week. And I'm not gonna lie, we may have some new listeners, but like before I was on this podcast, I did my own interview show. It was a live Twitch stream, and I would make assets every single week in different stages, and we would like verse each other, and I used to make like all these like promos and stuff, and I was doing it like I had a little bit of help every once in a while, but mostly I was doing it all by myself. And I think that the fact that this feels so easy and that it feels like a team and like a warm family of just people that want to get together and make this cool thing, it makes it feel effortless. And it's never, Creative Block has never been a stress. It's never because of EBUKA and Marco and Clem and V, I'm able to once or sometimes twice a week just show up and just try to draw and be funny or whatever I do. Be loud, go on tangents, distract everybody, whatever it is. Because of you guys, I'm able to enjoy this, and so I just want to thank you guys from the bottom of my heart for making a thing that's been a constant thing in my routine and life, and you guys make it a lot of fun.
That is so sweet. I feel like that is such a like great observation that kind of like ties into our patron brother to drummer, who asks like if we picked up any new skills or observation, or if we learned anything more about ourselves this year. Yeah, and I think that really, yeah.
We also had a question on Patreon that was sort of along those lines as well, of like, how do you continue to do something for, you know, an extended period? And it sort of ties into it of like, yeah, it's a little, you know, sometimes it maybe is tiring, but it's still like it still feels cool every episode. And then like listening to the episodes back is also still cool, and it's exciting. You get to learn about these new crazy people with like weird lives that are so like it's the same trajectory, like the same destination, but to get to that destination, like so many people have so many random paths that it's like it's sometimes it's awe-inspiring to be like, all right, I would not expect that to be the point A to point B that you have, but that's cool.
Yeah. Like, how did we trick these people into talking to me on a Thursday night? Like I don't know these people. Like, I don't know most of these people. Like, they just have agreed to sit down with us and draw with us, and like some of them are like people that everybody knows or whatever. Like, I don't know. Yeah, I'm like, I don't know. I feel very lucky, and I feel even more lucky because I know the alternative. I know what it feels like to like, I did my thing for 50 episodes in a row for 50 weeks, like just grinding on my own, and it wasn't like it wasn't fun. It was hard. But the reason why we're able to keep this up is because we found a way to make it fun, I think so. And I think the team is like, you guys are so like vital to us keeping the show on track, keeping it on time. And it's like, honestly, I say all the time, like, if it wasn't for Clem, like the show would not come out, because it's like because editing takes a long ass time. No, I mean, you probably do the most work out of any of us. I feel like, because V and I can just kind of show up and like I mean, yeah, we like chase down guests, probably mostly V and Marco chase down guests, but like Clem is like editing like hours of podcast audio. So yeah, big props, Clem.
Thank you. It's a pleasure. And the comments make it worth it. So say nice things.
Yeah, be nice.
Write a nice comment or write a mean one. Get some traction on the algorithm so that we get more nice ones later on.
I do feel like getting the comments is like such a big inspiration to keep going, because I feel like sometimes, when you release an episode and if it gets a little bit unnoticed or like people don't really react to it, there's a moment where you wonder like, oh, are people still listening? Are people still around? But as soon as somebody like writes like, oh, I love this episode, or I'm learning so much, or thank you for making this channel because it's helping me on my creative journey, that's when I like, that puts so much like wins in our sails, because it's like we're contributing something good. So yeah, it feels meaningful and it feels like, what's the word, fulfilling. Yeah, but when we get comments like these, because that's like a big part of it for me is like I love getting to talk to these guests in a way I wouldn't normally talk to. Like that's kind of what I was saying to a friend of mine recently. I was like if I'm hanging out at the bar with one of her guests on Creative Block, I'm not going to be like, so what school did you go to? Because it's a little awkward, but I feel like the podcast is such a great structure for us to kind of dive into all the little like nitty gritty of what an artistic journey looks like, and I think that's really, really cool.
Yeah, I had a moment where every once in a while I get asked by Jonan Vasquez, who's also a guest on the podcast. So every once in a while I get asked to go on his stream and draw with him, and I had done it like maybe 5 times before he realized that like he didn't know anything about me. And he realized it on the stream, and he was like, I just realized like aside from like just talking to you on stream, like I've never asked you like any of your background, anything that you worked on, any like he was like, I don't know anything about you. And yeah, I don't know, this is like at the very least a fun excuse to like nerd out about like yeah
because it can be kind of awkward, when you just want to have fun and goof around, and you don't, it can be awkward to ask so do you pitch anything? Like, how do you pitch?
Yeah.
Like, how do you,
or like where when you ask them where they're, where are they from, and they're like, I come from a dark past, I don't want to talk about it, and then they leave.
Yeah, that's been really cool. What about EBUKA and Marco, like in CLEM? Is there anything that you feel like have you learned like anything about like yourself, or
is there anything I taught you about yourself?
No, we're like the skills and observation question. No, we're not. Sorry, it's like a really bad tangent. It's like, yeah, you guys, do you learn so much from us? From Patron?
Did you learn? Name your top 10 things you learned from me. No.
Learned that those, I guess, are not sandwiches. I think just learn there's not one path to success. It's like the biggest overall takeaway, I think, from the show. Like it's not only school or only freelance or only self-taught. There's so many ways you could do it to get you where to go. I think it's just like a really good thing to know, like in life in general. I just know like one set path to be good at life. I think that's just a good overall lesson to take away from the show. You can apply it to anything, not just animation.
Yeah, I feel like along the similar lines, people usually have, I guess, even with like artists, like you kind of see, like you see like a finished piece, or you see like a finished animation, and you kind of have like, oh, they got their shit together. They are paying their bills on time. They got their hair trimmed. They're brushing their teeth. And then you listen to the episodes, and it's like, oh, this person that I admire, or I look up to, or I've been reading their work. They're still also figuring it out. So that's also good to hear.
There's nothing more intimidating to me than a person who's really good at animation and making stuff, and who's also like really, really fit and like muscular. I'm like, how did you where did you find it? Where did you find the One Piece? Where did you find the secret balance secret?
So true. Oh my gosh.
Yeah, let's get Oda on the pod. Get One Piece Oda on the pod.
Oh man, that would be.
Does anybody have his contact?
That's funny, because somebody is like, it was Chris Battle Art on Twitter. They were like, after all these years, who's your ultimate white whale of a guess. Well, here's one. Well, I don't even think.
I mean, it'll never happen. But
It'll
yeah.
never happen. Well, that's what the white whale is supposed to be, right? It's like you're never gonna get them, right? I don't know.
You know what? I'll set my expectations a little lower.
Yeah.
One of my first like sort of animation idols was Nick Cross.
Ooh, we should reach out to him.
And he was the first person I reached out to before I graduated and asked for advice, and he also was the first person to reply back to me and give me advice, and that was very sweet. And I haven't talked to him since. I haven't worked with him, but he is like good at everything. and so even though, you know, I probably, of course I could probably say like, you know, some sort of creator of an anime, or I don't know, like Seth MacFarlane, my hero, you know, or whatever. Like, you know, I would say that I'm speaking that out into the ether. You know, we'll see what returns.
I feel like for me, the equivalent of Nick Cross would probably be Penn Ward. I know you've had Penn Ward on your show, but I don't want to like force it or anything. But Penn, I have like exactly almost the same story as you have with Nick Cross, but for me it's Penn. And like at the time when I was still in college, I like sent him a little email on his Bueno the Bear website when it was still up, and he like replied, and I couldn't believe that he replied to my email. I was like, oh, could I get an internship on Adventure Time? I really like the show. And he replied, and he was like, oh, you should just like reach out to Cartoon Network. Like I can't really, like this is not in my realm of things, but I thought it was just really sweet that he took the time to reply. And then
have you ever tried to reach out to him
again? No,
for this.
For this, no, I haven't, because I'm not sure. I feel like it's kind of like I don't know him, so I feel like I don't know, maybe still left field. I mean, I guess I still have the email from all the way back, but I don't know if he still uses that email. But yeah, I think that would be really cool. Just because he's like so, I don't know, I really like his seasons of Adventure Time because they're like so fun and silly. I just really like how playful. I think that's the thing. Is like his work feels very playful.
Yes.
Yeah, I really like that.
All right, we're speaking our dreams into reality,
Mm-hmm.
and you know, I think that who knows what the new year will bring. I think that things will start coming together. Who knows? Maybe we'll see our little Creative Block family grow. I feel like all the time we're having new co-hosts on, and you know, maybe we'll have a return guest or something like that. We'll try out some new things, and I'm excited about experimenting.
Yeah, we want to try more things. We want to try, like, there's a lot of things we haven't figured out yet, but we've heard about merch, and we definitely have a little tiny bit of merch. Now we just have to like sit down and set up the shop and like kind of start it. But we're definitely like really excited about like kind of having that merch sent out. I think it would be really cool for all the patrons who've like been supporting us for 3 years, which feels like so crazy. Like definitely want to send like a little thank you package with all the merch that we've made so far. And then yeah, maybe going live on like Instagram or TikTok or like different platforms. That would be really, really fun. Like we've done it a little bit on Twitter last year, but now Twitter's kind of kaput. So
or maybe even going live, like real life.
Oh yeah, that would be so fun. Like a live event, that would be so fun. I will be wearing a mask.
Our biggest Patreon gifter, we're going to come to your house and we're going to interview you and draw with you.
That would be so crazy, though. That would be so crazy if you like, you know, like if you pay $1,000, you will come on the show. I was like, no.
Pay for our airfare. We will pull up an interview.
No, I think we're so thankful for our patrons. Like you guys like are such an amazing community. You're so nice. You always kind of like bring up like really like fun animation content, or like we have Dan Diaz who always posts amazing art in like art inspiration. I don't know, I think the little community we have on Discord is like so sweet and fun, and we do want to try to like kind of maybe figure out like more little events on the Discord community. Could be like a fun thing to do, little screenings.
We should watch like an animated film every once in a while with the patrons.
Yes.
I think that like
That would
even
be
if we
awesome.
don't do some sort of like reaction channel, I feel like I feel like we could do something like that, and I'll goof around and have people tell me to shut up during the movie because I talk too much. You know I'm talking too much. You know what people are gonna have to yell at me.
I think it would be so awesome, and I was even thinking like we could even screen like a bunch of like the short films that our past guests have done, because somebody like Alex Klein, for example, that we had on the show this year, he made a cool indie short. I think it was this year, and it was like, I don't know, I thought it was like really impressive because it's like, you know, like he made it on the side of his day job. So that's like, those are all our plans for next year, and yeah, and maybe a reaction channel. Who knows?
Yeah.
We don't have official merch for sale yet, do we?
I have keychains and stickers and badges. That's all I have so far. But I do want to make shirts because I feel like the patrons were really into like a crew hoodie. So I think we might make that, and I still want to make the anxiety hat. Which would be really cool.
What we should make a creative block dice.
Oh my god, that would be so cool.
Like a little green dice or something, or like
for when we gamble, for when our listeners gamble on who the host is gonna be.
Yeah. So I can hold up my hand and my wife can blow on the dice, and I'll go snake eyes, and I'll throw it, and I'll lose it all. I'll have to sell my house and.
But yeah, and thank you all for like listening, for having stuck around for 3 years. It's so crazy, you know, when you start a project like this, you never know how long it's gonna last, but it's been so much good stuff for everybody involved in the team that I think it's gonna keep on going, y'all. It's gonna keep on going for as long as we can keep it going. Here's to 2024. And I think that's the end of this creative block. EBUKA, Marco, Clem, Sean, thank you so much for being our guest and sharing your story.
And thanks to our listeners too. Actually, before we thank our listeners, you can wait. If you guys want to say anything before we go, you can right here. EBUKA, Marco, Clem.
Oh, sorry.
I don't know where else to go.
Yeah, if you want to say goodbye to the listeners, or thank you, or tell or shout out your social media, or I don't know, whatever.
Thank you.
Thanks for watching the show.
Yeah, thank you.
Keep watching. Send comments.
Yeah, you can send questions, support the arts, support all kinds of creative endeavors. There's a local nonprofit that supports kids that do the creative thing that you're into or that you're looking to get into. Support them too, because you also have to, as you're bolstering yourself and, you know, getting bolstered by someone else, you got to pull that other person up as well, so that you perpetuate this creative industry that you're looking to be a part of.
If you see a kid who's about to get hit by a car, jump in the way, become a spirit detective, try to save the world.
Do that first.
All right. Clem, did you say thank you or anything, or bye or anything? I forget.
Me?
Yeah, I didn't want to move on until I made. Is everybody okay? We can edit some of this awkwardness out.
Yes, thank you.
Clem.
Send comments. Send fan art. Send I don't know.
Send sandwiches to Clem.
Send me a sandwich, please.
Wet mail.
Wet sandwich. French dip, please.
And thanks to our listeners. Finally, you guys get some recognition. The listeners out there. Follow us on social media at CRTV Block, where we ask for drawing prompts and questions to ask our guests. We're also on a bunch of the different social media platforms. Become a Patreon, go on our Discord, post some cool art. Huge thanks to our editor, Clemens, for editing the podcast, and Marco for helping us produce the show, and EBUKA for creating the short clips that we've been putting out and you've been hopefully watching.
If you love our show, you can support us on Patreon. That gives you early access to interviews and access to our Discord community. It's really small and sweet, and we'd love to see you there. You can also support us by interacting with our content. Share, subscribe, comment, like, do the little bell thing so you get the notification, all of the good stuff. Click the link in the description of this episode for all of these links. I've been your host, V.
And I was Sean, keeping creative, and we'll see you next week.
Happy 2024! Goodbye!